Hearing me clearly, Shandell? You're not getting a feedback or anything like that? All right, stand by. Let's go. (2021 to 2030) is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the 16th day of the 11th month of 2021, the International Year of Peace and Trust, the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Fruits and Vegetables, the International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor, and the International Year of Health and Care Workers. Put another way, it's the 16th day of the 6th month of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season, and the usual sources of information: the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, and the Meteorological Service here in Jamaica. Let's take a look at the current situation weather-wise. There's a weak trough across Jamaica. Again, when you hear the word trough, think cloudiness, think showers, think thunder showers. And if it is a weak one, then you're not going to get too much of an impact. But it's a weak trough across Jamaica, and it's expected to stay across the island over the next few days. The forecast for the rest of this afternoon, it will become cloudy with showers and isolated thunderstorms, mainly across central and western parishes. From the looks of things earlier on, we certainly thought we were going to be getting quite a downpour, but that hasn't materialized, at least not where we are. Maybe it's happening somewhere else. But that is the weather situation, becoming cloudy with showers and isolated thunderstorms, mainly across central and western parishes. To our observances right now here in Jamaica, we continue to observe November as Youth Month, Parents Month, Science and Technology Month, Local Government and Rural Development Month, Food Month, Eat Jamaican Month, Diabetes Awareness Month, Epilepsy Awareness Month, and Alzheimer's Awareness Month. November is also CARICOM Energy Month and Kiwanis Family Month. And usually around this time, we observe Global Entrepreneurship Week. The anniversary of Waripampa is being commemorated in Peru, its Correction Day in Syria, and St. Eustatius Day in St. Martin and St. Eustatius. It's International Day for Tolerance. And let's get straight into it. In 1990, the General Assembly invited member states to observe the International Day for Tolerance on the 16th of November, with activities directed towards both educational establishments and the wider public resolution 5195 of December 12. The action came in the wake of the United Nations Year for Tolerance 1995, proclaimed by the Assembly in 1993, Resolution 48-126. The year had been declared on the initiative of the General Conference of UNESCO. On the 16th of November 1995, the UNESCO member states had adopted the Declaration of Principles on Tolerance and Follow-up Plan of Action for the year. The 2005 World Summit Outcome Document, A-RES 61, outlines the commitment of heads of state and government to advance human welfare, freedom, and progress everywhere, as well as to encourage tolerance, respect, dialogue, and cooperation among different cultures, civilizations, and peoples. There's more in a moment.
Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited invites the public to participate in their virtual public meeting on the environmental impact assessment for proposed bauxite 173, located in the parishes of St. Anne and Toulon. Join Power 106 FM this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. for a live streaming of this event. This live coverage is brought to you by Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited. That's live coverage of the Conrad Douglas and Associates virtual public meeting this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. only on Power 106 FM. Power Talk on Power 106 FM, finding solutions to the challenges in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale on Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskett from Wednesday to Friday as they provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Croskill on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM.
Let's go, studio. Hoy es martes, el 16 de noviembre 2021. Y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both sides of the story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir both sides of the story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. Come back. Come back. C'est mardi le 16 novembre 2021 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme la de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story. Le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. Come back. All we're saying is it's Tuesday, the 16th of November, 2021, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices, and that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. But you don't care, and the people complain. And the whole street, oh, I know we've come a long way, changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Where do they play? Where do they play? And there's a justice increase with every love decrease. And we learn to fight one another. Tell us that you stand for peace. But you work in the day and you sleep. Let's go, studio. And you live in the dark. It's the 320th day of 2021, which means after today, 45 days will be left in the year 2021. 45, just about 45 days to go. And 38 of those just shy of Christmas Day, just about 38 days away from Christmas Day for those who celebrate the season. And there are those who perhaps are not even there. And understandably so. Don't allow anyone to rush you or force you to get into a frenzy as far as the season is concerned. By all means, let us all remain safe and do what needs to be done. Hello to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9 from Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you can download from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We thank you if you have dialed one of two designated numbers to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the United Kingdom who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631. Again, those in the United States who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631 359 8281. 631 359 8281. Those in the United Kingdom who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 0330 606 0953. 0330 606 0953. And we're all over social media: Facebook, Twitter, Skype, Instagram, LinkedIn, BBM, Yahoo Messenger, Tango, WhatsApp, Snapchat, TikTok. You get the picture. So many options out there, and we're happy to be on board and able to give you all the options that you enjoy. We thank you if you have logged on to Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. We're streaming live video. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear but see what's happening, not in the studios, and we'll come to that in a moment. But if you don't have a Facebook account, don't worry about it. You can always go on to the YouTube live stream, the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see and hear both sides of the story on Power 106 FM. What's on your mind this afternoon? The line 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which is also the same as what it means that you're able to not just send us your text messages, but also your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes. You can also call us directly via WhatsApp, or you can call direct to 876-365-3346. That's the one number providing you with all those options. 876-365-3346. Always looking forward to your feedback, your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions, your issues, whatever is on your mind. It is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Quite a bit of messages to clear as well. So this is day number 2 of quarantine, and we should be fine coming out of quarantine in another day or so, because we got the result today and it is negative. So the third consecutive negative COVID-19 tests, 2 of them being PCR tests, including the most recent one, and one of them being the antigen test. And based on the regulations, under normal circumstances, it would be 8 days in quarantine. But if you test negative on the PCR test, then those 8 days will be reduced to 3 days, which means yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And all things being well, we should be back into the fold, so to speak, on Thursday. Good. But for the time being, we're broadcasting live from our library, which doubles as an office and trebles as a studio. It's a studio and a library and an office, essentially 3 in 1, and my favorite place in the house, quite frankly. All right. Don't go getting ideas now. But anyway, it is what it is. And we're happy to be broadcasting from home once again. This is our all time favorite place, home. Nothing beats home. There's no place like home. It is true what they say, no place like home. Except that I still have to get up, wake up and dress up and show up. So I couldn't just come on today. Mind you, if if we were only broadcasting on radio, then perhaps I wouldn't have to dress up, perhaps. But because, wherever we go, we always connect as much as we can, as best as YouTube and Facebook Live. And therefore, we have to make sure, as my late mother would say, we have to make sure we're well put together. So it is. But thank you so much for being a part of the experience. Yes, we know we've had talk shows from morning coming right through, and we always try to make this one a little different. Nothing wrong with talk shows. We love to listen to talk shows, and we listen to the talk shows not just on this station but other stations as well. But by the time you get to this time of the afternoon, some people are all talked out and everything else out, and therefore we have to do things a little differently in the afternoon. And there's more to come. You stay tuned. In the meantime, though, let's greet those of you who are already online and a part of the experience. Sophia Nemard in Newell, St. Elizabeth is already on board. Good to have you with us, Sophia Nemard, and all the other members of the Jamaican family in Newell, St. Elizabeth. Thank you very much for being on board. Thank you very much for being a part of both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Hello to good afternoon, Mr. Dervan Malcolm, and listeners, to you too, Norman Hines. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. After the break, we will greet the other members of our family, the Jamaican family, at home and abroad.
So much to each other. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 2:45. Power Talk on Power 106 FM. Finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale on Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskett from Wednesday to Friday as they provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Croskill on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM.
Watch this.
Where do the children believe?
And they disintegrate. Lord, and it happened so fast. Cars fall apart.
Let's go, studio.
But you don't care. And the people complain.
Thanks a lot.
And the whole state says, whoa.
Are you hearing me, studio?
Changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children live?
Let's go. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for staying with us. Sides of the story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website. Jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Hello to Velta Wilson in St. Thomas. Thank you very much for tuning in. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine. Welcome. Angela in Toronto, Canada. Evan Young, pleasant afternoon to you. Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida. Good afternoon. Delphi Duncan says, good afternoon, Dervan, and to all the beautiful people of the world. I reap all the fruits I can from the trees before the birds finish them all. I wish for you a great show today. Thank you very much, Delphi Duncan. All the very best to you. Thank you. Paul in, thanks for tuning in. Faye Weller says, good afternoon. Have a great day. Blessings to you too, Faye Weller. Lorna Fairweather says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you too, Lorna Fairweather. Let's hop across to YouTube. Cherry Henry is on YouTube. She says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. I am in. Welcome, Cherry Henry. Good to have you on board right here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And let's get ready to clear some of these messages, some of them from yesterday, in fact. Sorry about that. You know how much we value your input, your feedback, your comments, your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions, and you're really sending them in. Going through a couple of the messages here. Diana McIntyre Pike in touch with us as usual as we go through and try to separate the wheat from the tares, as they say. Let's see. Lindell, good day to you. Thank you for your message. Dr. Rene Zazu is also online. Hello to you. Elvis, good to see you. And let's go through. King Abaddon is on as well. He has shared with us a video. Looks like a video of the track at the National Stadium. Eureka says, good day, Dervan. Phenomenon. But do we have to be so tribal? One former prime minister describes Jamaican politics as a fight for scarce benefits and spoils carried on by hostile tribes that seem to be perpetually at war. The fight doesn't seem to be limited to economics. It also exists in the security of our people. I've been listening to the rhetoric by our main opposition party, and they seem to be more interested in which party has better statistics on crime than a total fix of the problem. The grandstanding and PNP PR doesn't know any bounds. They argue for the poor black people who are being detained and ignore the same poor black people who are being killed. During the PNP administration, all administrations, several innocent people were killed during police raids. Also, in the last PNP administration, the former Minister of National Intervention, because he was in the hot seat to deal with the situation. I gather he himself got robbed. How ironic for the Minister of National Security to get robbed. If he can't secure himself, how is he going to secure a nation? LOL. I wish we could get a more mature opposition that understands the crisis we're in and help to fix it, because both parties play a part for where we are today. Criticizing without giving workable alternatives seems to me the PNP is in a desperate situation to remain relevant. Well, opposition parties do what opposition parties do. and governing parties do what governing parties do. The same knife where stick sheep, as my late mother would say, is a same knife where stick goat. How about that for a response? Thanks for your message, Eureka. Let's go to the phone lines, 876-922-4112 to 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Are you hearing me?
Yes, hearing you.
Hello?
Hearing you. Go ahead, please.
Good. How are you this afternoon?
We're giving thanks for life. And you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you, Dervan, for a very incisive program on Friday afternoon of last week, and simultaneously a very interesting program which I listened to Saturday morning from you. Well done. I would like to discuss with you this afternoon the topic of crime in Jamaica, and with the background of the state of public emergency which have been declared by the Prime Minister in some parishes within Jamaica. A tremendous amount of information is coming out of the Klansman gang trial, being enunciated by two major witnesses testifying at the trial. I hope that the Jamaican people are attentively listening to the unfolding developments in that very important trial that is taking place in the Supreme Court. Never before has so many alleged gangsters been apprehended and being tried in a court of law under the anti-gang legislation. The fact of the matter is, has a very serious problem with those notorious, well-organized, well-funded, and very importantly, well-connected criminal gangs. Some persons are not cognizant of the fact that some of these criminal gangs operated in Jamaica are connected to politicians and connected to powerful business persons in this country. And they are operating with rampant impunity in this country, especially here in St. James. And many of these criminals are controlling communities and have cover in most instances from the communities to which they operate from, and in other instances are linked with corrupt police officers. I do not know if you recall, Dervan, some years ago, then serving Assistant Commissioner of Police Keith Trinity Gardner, speaking to the indefatigable Wilmer Perkins at that time. And he alleged that there is corruption even at the officer corps level of the police force, and that he was calling at that time for a commission of inquiry into the officer corps of the police force, because until that era is dealt with, Jamaica will have a very difficult time dealing with the crime problem. Now, there are approximately 260 active criminal gangs within Jamaica. And according to printed, the parish of St. James has the most organized criminal gangs in Jamaica, and they have transnational connections. It would seem to me that if the necessary resources, if the political will, if the level of organization, if this level of strategies that are required to address these criminal gangs are not in place, then this crime problem will not be dealt with. The police force and the army have a tremendous amount of information on the criminal gang. They know their names. They know some of the dangerous gang members, their aliases, where they operate from, and have knowledge of their criminal activities and their contacts. And it would seem to me that the intelligence apparatus needs to be upgraded. I know that the head of the National Intelligence Bureau, Superintendent Sam Blake, is doing a fairly reasonable job at the National Intelligence Bureau with his detectives. But they are in need of an upgrading of the entire apparatus of the police force. And I can tell you without equivocation that the intelligence apparatus of the Jamaica Constabulary Force is seriously underfunded and needs to be upgraded. And it would seem to me that Minister Chang needs to upgrade the intelligence apparatus of the police force in order to allow the necessary intelligence to be gathered against these gang leaders and their members.
One moment, please. Let's take the break and come back with more in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now. Did you know that the National Irrigation Commission Limited is the sole authority for irrigation systems in Jamaica? The National Irrigation Commission Limited enables the improvement in agricultural productivity through the provision of efficient and contact them 977-6624 or visit their website www.nicjamaica.com to learn more. Irrigation, making the difference. Howard 106 FM, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to another level. Tuesdays and Simon Croskett from Wednesday to Friday. Provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Croskill on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM.
We've been building roads way back in the past, and they disintegrate. Lord, and it happened so fast. But you don't care, and the people
Let's go, studio.
And the whole state.
You're listening to your program, Both Sides of the Story, on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Thank you very much for staying with us. 876-922-4112-5, the numbers to call. Thanks for holding. Please continue.
Thank you very much, Dervan. The intelligence apparatus of the force is underfunded, under-resourced. So it would seem to me that with all good intentions, and I know that the most honorable Prime Minister has all good intentions, but of public emergency now, with that background, is a grand waste of time. We have a situation, Dervan, which is scandalous, reprehensible, and appalling, where these gangsters and their leaders are purchasing with their resources from crime. These expensive motor vehicles, these houses, these business, commercial buildings. The police force needs to go after those assets for those persons, even before those gangsters are arrested. If it is found that reasonable suspicion, let me put it this way, if those assets are under the surveillance of the security forces and they have reasonable suspicion to determine that those assets are purchased from criminal activity, the Financial Investigations Division under the order, it can apply to a court for restraining order for those assets. Very little assets from those criminal gangs are being seized. So that's another problem. I wholeheartedly agree with the opposition leader, Mark Gold, that the SOE Dervan cannot be an appropriate strategy to tackle the country's dangerous crime problem. And it would seem to me that what is needed now is for agencies such as MOCA, CTOC, and the Military Intelligence Unit, if it is in fact the state of public emergency now, the only way that they can be productive and meaningful is if within that period, agencies such as MOCA West and CTOC and the Military Intelligence Unit are given opportunities now to use the states of public emergency to go after these gangs. But if no one is being held or no one will be held under the states of public emergency, then they are meaningful. They are meaningless. Meaningless.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say this administration, Dervan, has treated the police force and the rank in a very scandalous and disrespectful manner.
Oh.
They have not given the police force the necessary resources. They have not upgraded their salaries. They have not given them the respect. Third, the astute thinking chairman of the Police Federation, Corporal Rohan James, stating publicly that some of the resources that should be used for are being shifted to the army, and he cannot understand why. If it is this government is serious about fighting crime.
But
Secondly,
whoever is aware of that information, are they aware as to whether it is a strategic move, a strategic redeployment of resources, as opposed to deliberately depriving one arm of the security forces for another? In other words, who benefits, considering any shortcoming, any loophole in the operations of one arm of the security services will have implications for the other. So it would suit both sides to work together, wouldn't it?
yes, it would. But the police force has the primary responsibility to tackle crime. And if it is that the government is serious about crime, and I think they are, why are they shifting those resources and depriving the police force of those resources in fighting crime, as Corporal James has stated? Secondly, Corporal Ron James.
Which Corporal James is that?
Corporal Ron James, Chairman of the Police Federation.
Oh.
He states that the country is under a severe and serious national security threat. He says that the police force is underfunded, and he also went further to state that the necessary and germane security strategies are not being employed within the police force to arrest the crime, murder, extortion, lottery scamming, cybercrime, and drug trading problems which is engulfing the country and at a very high level in Western Jamaica. And he also stated further, Dervan, that the rank and file officers are arrested at this time, and also that he's very disappointed that even to date, no salary negotiation conclusion have been signed with the Police Federation and the government.
What is holding up the process as far as you're aware?
As far as I'm aware, the Police Federation is not willing to accept the 4% wage increase holding for 1 year.
Well, then the negotiations continue or are continuing.
But what he's saying is that it is excruciatingly dragging out, and he's not how long this
which sadly wouldn't be strange, because the public sector workers have always been strung out one way or another over the years as they try to renew their agreements, their wage and fringe benefits agreements. Nothing new there.
But with all the respect, Dervan, if the police force rank and file officers are arrested, if there are logistics involved with the state of emergency in the parish, if it is correct also that they are being disrespected by the government and that the necessary resources are not within the police force to tackle the crime, then this cannot be allowed to continue. How can states of public emergency be declared in many parishes when you have all these problems occurring and the rank and file members of the force are arrested as we speak? Isn't this untenable? How can the crime problem be dealt with?
Yeah, well, it all boils down to management. The great management guru, Peter Drucker, says, seek to lead but fail to manage will become either those, I'm just trying to remember the precise quotation. Those who seek to lead but fail to manage will become either irrelevant or dangerous, not only to themselves, but to society. So it all boils down to management, the effective management of the process of negotiations, which usually takes some haggling, for want of a more exquisite term, here and there, and taking a while to settle. But importantly, you would want to settle as soon as possible so that there is a sense of calm, a sense of peace of mind, which is so important, as opposed to having to be worrying about those matters when we have even greater mountains to climb. So it all boils down to management. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Dervan. And it would seem to me that the targeted inflation rate for this year is approximately 9%. We suggesting or recommending to the Police Federation that they accept a 4% holding wage. It would seem to me is very unfair and uneven and
Yes.
unacceptable.
On
Progressive
all of
change
those, grant
is
you those, but not unusual. Public sector workers have been, who was it who said sucking salt through a wooden spoon for a long time, and
yes,
uh, and have always invariably had to settle below whatever livable wage or income they they're at, and that has been a problem. We we aren't. We still have some way to go in terms of uh, having an economy that does well enough to allow the state or afford the state the the resources to take care of and to see to the needs of healthcare, education, security of the people of the country. And the struggle continues in that regard. And therefore, it's more piecemeal than anything else. We're still hoping and hopefully working toward a more uh, a more workable solution that would inure to the greater good and Jamaicans. We're some way off because we've spent so much time fighting in this country. We've spent so much time in this country majoring in the minor that we have lost a lot of time. That's just a
yes,
fact. We have lost a lot of time, and now for the most part what we're doing is trying to play catch up. And it's just a matter of whether that will work out in any significant way that could benefit the country. Having said that, though, as we always say, those of us who know better, let's continue to do better. And let's keep doing what we can while we can until we can't, for whomever we can, in fact.
yes. The issue of corruption, the country is losing
One
one of
moment,
100.
please. I think we'll have to wrap when we come back. You've been on a little while, as you're aware, and we have others who are waiting in the wings. Let's see if we can wrap it after the break, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 3:50. Experience crazy low prices during the home and think more and man next year. Yes, get big discounts on all more faucets. Not to
Sure,
mention
thanks.
huge discounts on bathroom fixtures, lighting, windows, doors, and much more. Check out the new arrivals and ties at ridiculously low prices. You can't afford to miss
I
the
don't
more
think
and
I've said
Old Road Road and Constant Spring Road. Top market products.
good,
Leave
good.
on the low prices. With prices this low, you think we're going insane? Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited invites the public to participate in their virtual public meeting on the environmental impact assessment for proposed bauxite mining operations, special mining lease 173, located in the parishes of St. Anne and Toulon. Join Power 106 FM this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. for this live coverage is brought to you by Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited. That's the live coverage of the Conrad Douglas and Associates virtual public meeting this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. only on Power 106 FM. Power Talk on Power 106 FM, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale on Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskett from Wednesday to Friday as they provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Croskill on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM. Well, I think it's
Let's go, studio. Thanks a lot for program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Hello to Jennifer Stewart from Q Road in Kencott. Good to have you on. Delphi Duncan reminds us that this is the same Faye Duncan from Alexandria in St. That's good to know. Thank you for tuning in. Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida says, Sir, why is the opposition so adamant against the state of public emergency? Heard the leaders saying they are not going to support the extension. Not surprised. Signals from the leadership of the party don't give comfort to the nation, but it seems to comfort the wrongdoers. What did they do on their years? The problem still exists. What's the difference in numbers under one party, 1,000, under the other, 1,300? The end is that people dead. Jamaica's problems are very complicated and need both parties and our people to find workable solutions. Nicola in Mandeville, Manchester, good afternoon. Albert sends us a rejoinder. Dervan, it seems the caller hasn't done his homework. This government has been constantly upgrading the police's human and physical infrastructure across the island. Past neglect of the police service has helped in putting us where we are, says Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida. And Angelia Christian in London says, you people are confused. Every time the government does something, it's a problem. The murders in Jamaica are acquaintances, friends and friends, poor on poor. Instead of trying to help you, people set up rejection. I said when SOE was around, a lady said when SOE is around, she can get little freedom of going out and people rejecting state of emergency. It's really not on. Come on, says Angel in London. Thank you for your comments. Keep those comments coming. Yes, sir. Back with you.
Yes, sir. I will state that the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, under the leadership of Janet Silveria, is calling on the Minister of National Security for a crime summit here in St. James and with the private sector that is needed. The inner city communities in St. James, they must be dealt with as well. And it would seem to me, Dervan, that with the greatest of respect for him, but it would seem to me that he has the wrong team around him at the National Security Ministry, and he needs to get some competent team of advisors. I do hope that the upcoming continuing negotiation with the Police Federation and the government, that some additional benefits can be had to them. And in terms of the SOE, if it is that we will have the SOE continuing with the support of
the expiration of the current, yes.
Yes. If it is that the SOE is needed, we need to find out from the government the target for its continuing, the aim and objectives, so we can see exactly if those objectives have been met. And I am stating, I know this as an incontrovertible fact. The intelligence apparatus of the force is way below par and needs upgrading. Thank you so much, Dervan, for taking my call. All the very best to you and to your listeners here and abroad. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. This is your program, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website. Go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Mr. Malcolm, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
One of the things I keep looking at here with Jamaica and the violence, this is nothing new. It's been happening from the 70s. We can see where the crime rate has been climbing. I don't know how much has been done then to try to bring it down. And at one time in 2005, we were the murder capital of the world. This situation needs hands on deck. And we're supposed to work together as a team for the betterment of Jamaica. doesn't matter which party is in power, we have to get this crime under control. It's a monster, and it's gonna tear us apart if it's not being controlled. And I don't see where anybody putting any pressure on the commissioner of police.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I heard him make an allegation which gets me uncomfortable, saying that the businessmen and politicians are involved in the criminality. That's
involved in what?
The criminality, where he was alluding to that. And I found it uncomfortable because we have never heard of one of these politicians or businessmen been arrested and charged for this. So when
the thing is, in this country, as a people, we have the answers to virtually every crime ever committed in this country. Our people know. Our people have the information. Whether or not they're prepared to come forward, like those who have come forward and are singing in the trial that is happening right now, is another matter. But we know who is doing what. As Jamaicans, we're very curious. To put in Jamaican parlance, we're fast. And we have information on who is doing what or not doing what in the community in which we live. That's just a fact. Now, there are those who will tell you out of fear, they have to see no evil, hear no evil, etc. But my thing is, if I'm ever in such a situation, I'll be sure, or would be sure, to find the commissioner's office. I'm sorry, if I have that kind of information, I'm going to the office of the police commissioner to disclose what information I have. But the average person is not going to do that, because they'll tell you that some corrupt police personnel, and the current trial underway reminded us of that, both the JDF and the police, with respect to being involved with gangs. Right? So there is that as well. So people will tell you they can't trust certain police personnel with information because of who they associate with. So we know, Jamaicans know what is every nook and cranny in Jamaica. Nothing is a secret in Jamaica. We in Jamaica are perfect for the stage. You know why? In theater, where as actors we're told to play it big. We have to play, we can't be minimalist when we're on the stage. Otherwise, we're going to be swallowed up into the stage. We have to play it big. And as Jamaicans, a lot of us love to floss. Whether we're illegal or legal, we like to flaunt it. And we know what is happening in our communities. Somebody always knows something. Whether we're prepared to come forward, or for as long as we fail to come forward and share information that can bring down some of these so-called gangs and corrupt people, then we'll forever remain in the quagmire.
But my attitude towards it, if I don't have proof, I don't want to hear it, because there should be proof.
Well, this is it. You can witness certain things. If I see a man threatening another individual, or someone threatening someone without using a gun as a weapon, and I can identify, I know who the person is, I can talk to say, I saw this person with my two eyes. That's the extent of the information that I have. Now, the police, when I give that information to the police, they must now apply the kind of intellectual rigor that is necessary to gather the evidence and other supporting facts in order to build a case. But the truth is, some of us can't be bothered with the court system. Never mind the fact that Justice Sykes is doing the best he can, he and his team at this stage. But people can't be bothered with that, so they just prefer to hear no evil, see no evil until it gets to their doorstep.
But they have another saying that a man that keep it his mouth, keep it his life.
There is that too, but I'm sorry, if I have information that is going to save lives, I'm going to share the information with with a credible source, with a trusted source.
Well, I believe in that. The thing that I want to talk to you about is last week I heard you were talking to some people from the heart NTA.
Right. Well, that was the forum organized by the Ministry Center.
Yes.
And there was a representative from the Heart NSTA Trust. Yes.
I'm not impressed with the quality of training coming out of the Heart Institute.
Tell us, what has your experience been like to come to that conclusion?
They're poorly trained. Because I as a pastry chef, have also encountered a lot of them. And plus, I not only specialize in pastry, I do the pantry side and also garment, where I cook on the line and so on. I'm training all those areas, you know. And I have, when they come to you, they hardly know anything, and you have to be actually by the hand to guide them. And a lot of the places, especially the fast food hotels, we don't have time for that. And that's slow down the procedure because, we have certain time that certain tasks have to be finished. And by actually holding somebody's hand to do it, it slow you down.
Yes.
So I don't know what can be done to give better quality training. I made a proposal that people who are into the field should be able to go to somebody's hard school and spend time training these guys, because I have to employ a few people and I didn't test them on international standard. I tested them on local stuff, which a lot of them could not do. So this is something that is quite...
Mind you, there has been a bit of upgrading of practices, policies, systems, processes within the Heart NSTA Trust. One of them, I'm trying initiative, but for example, they have repurposed and rebranded in a significant way the college, the College of Heart College of Hospitality Services, which used to be known as Heart Runaway Bay. They have students who right now, as we speak, are doing exams and are being assessed by the Culinary Institute of America to ensure that they are of that standard. So that much I know at this stage. I can't speak to some of the other areas, but I have some information with respect to the Heart College of Hospitality Services in Runaway Bay, that they are trying their best as far as raising the bar of excellence is concerned. And the hope is that that will transcend the College of Hospitality Services and in a good way infect the other areas of the operation.
I hope so. But what I've been seeing over the how many years since that this is in session, I haven't seen. I'm not impressed. And I am one person. Although I'm hard to be impressed, I look for standard and areas in which you can encourage people to develop their skill.
Oh, sorry. Look at the time. One moment. Yeah, sorry about that.
You contribute directly to Jamaica's national development when you pay your customs duties. Let's all do our part in keeping the wheels of our economy turning. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
3:32 on 6.
Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited advise the public to participate in their virtual public meeting on the environmental impact assessment for proposed bauxite mining operations, Special Mining Lease 173, located in the parishes of St. Anne and Toulon. Join Power 106 FM this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. for a live streaming of this event. This live coverage is brought to you by Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited. That's live coverage of the Associates virtual public meeting this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. only on Power 106 FM. Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and November 17, we'll discuss the basics of diabetes and the role of a diabetes educator and the impact of diabetes on women's health. Tune in and hear an exciting, healthy conversation with Dr. Jackie Campbell. And Foot Care. Powering Your Health is brought to you by West Street, Old Harbor, St. Catherine, PA Bench, Century, National Health Fund, your partner for healthy living. Jamaica Plumbing Supplies Limited, Let's Save Water. Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Benson Pharmacy, 11 Main Street, A2 Old Harbor. And Daisy Health Technology, monitoring health to blossom. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, November 17 at 8 p.m. Only on Power 106 FM.
Let's go. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and let's continue with the caller. Thanks for holding.
Yes, sir. I remember when I went to work on the cruise ship, and I work in the pastry department, specialized in that area. And many times we don't have the original feed that we're making into that product. And would get substitute that makes it just as good and better than what the original would have done. And the executive would come and say, how you do this? I want to get my secret. I said, no, I can't give you my secret. But the thing is, you have to challenge yourself. You have to go above and beyond in order not to be as ordinary people are, in order to excel in your field. Because when I just started in pastry, I didn't know much, but I challenged myself. And at one time, I was one of the top pastry chefs in this country till I migrated. So it's all about challenging myself. I work alongside a few international pastry chefs. I do as much as I can from them. And whenever the trainee come, they always put them to me. I remember when one company here had some hotel in Cuba. They send out some Cubans to be trained, and they put them in my hands to train them. And they were fast learners. So this is one of the key things with our guys. You have to develop appetite to learn fast and challenge yourself. Because if you don't challenge yourself, it's going to be difficult. And sometimes you give some of these guys some responsibility. So, look, I want you to do this. They keep saying, oh, I can't do that. I've never done it before. I said, but if you don't try, you can't do it. And I'm here to teach you. So it's not about that you're going to be left on your own. So one of them is lack of confidence and fail to exert that kind of self-confidence, challenge themselves that they can do better and go forward.
Yep.
So I think this is one of the things that the high school need to pass on to them. Critical thinking, how to utilize, because I went to a hotel once. In the morning, they would do the same thing for breakfast. And when they see me cut the orange and turn it into a basket and put other fruit in it, the owner for the hotel came to our breakfast this morning, and he could not believe that he could see different variety of stuff, and he was the line. It's because I challenged myself. So this is what our people need to do. So when they're in,
and we obviously need,
not only depend on what you learn.
Need
so
more.
You can you can go through them and see things and compare them and try to develop your skills. Yeah, we need more mentorship as well. People like you, for example. Some years ago, they were having a Caribbean culinary competition, and I was one of the tasters.
Yes.
If I didn't have standard, I couldn't be a taster.
But this is what I'm saying. We need more people like you with the talent and the skills to provide mentorship. Provide mentorship to some of these youngsters.
And when I just go to the cruise ship, it was very tough, long hours, and you have to move very fast because a ship that carry over 3,000 passengers, and you have to cater for places for all of them. I have to place up each evening over one, say about 1,000 plates of pastry. Decorate the place and put them on top of it, and you have to be on time. Having the first dinner under the leadership of Pat Rowe. At that hotel, and we were responsible to draw the West Indies Cricket Board logo in every plate. It was over 750 plates, and then only 3 guys I have working with me. And we get it done, and it was a success. Because even though I'm not a great artist, but we challenge ourselves and do the best we can.
Yeah.
They used to have a special lunch there every Thursday. And they would give them the same thing every week, and then when I change it up, and when they see some art designer comes on the plate, they were marveled and wondered, who made this? Is it the chef or come ready made? So this is how I challenge myself to, because you cannot be doing the same for people. You have to change it up, because people eat with their eyes.
Yeah.
Colin Powell came to Jamaica. He had a meeting with Michael Mann and them, and I went for them.
No, that kind of history.
Yes, pizza done. They have a pizza chef. He doesn't go to that pizza chef. They come to me to make the pizza for them.
Yeah.
Mr. Malcolm, I respect, sir.
Thank you very much for the call and for sharing your experiences. You should engage in some mentorship, though. The youngsters would do well to learn at your feet. All the best. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. The numbers to call, 876-922-4112-5. That's 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. All right, let's clear a couple of messages then. Okay, let's go to the caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Gone.
Oh, lost that caller. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Some more messages here. This one says, Dervan, I partially agree with your first caller. The police are poorly paid. I do believe we should try and increase their pay while fixing physical infrastructure and inclusive of technology. We keep blaming the commissioner. If we replace him with another, what's going to happen? The problem is not just with the commissioner. We're blaming the wrong people for where we are. Well, nothing would be new in terms of change. We've been doing that for years. We've been changing police commissioners. We've been changing ministers of national security. We've been shuffling around the high command of the constabulary, etc., etc., etc. It's going to take more than that, way more than that, to achieve the kind of outcomes that we want to achieve in Jamaica. Verol is in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, calling us now. Hello, Verol. Thank you very much for tuning in. How are you?
I'm good, Dervan. I'm good. How about you?
I am fine, thanks. It's a pleasure to have you join us on Both Sides of the Story. What's on your mind this afternoon?
Yes, I'm just going to touch on the going subject here in regards to the security force. I'm just going to ask a question, Dervan.
Yes.
Is the security force capable of handling the situation in Jamaica?
They tell us they are. The commissioner has faith in the men and women of the constabulary. Likewise, the leader of the chief of defense staff, they tell us the same thing. The prime minister tells us the security services continue to enjoy his full support, and also the minister of national security.
I'm not coming down on the force. I'm with the force, but because I have 2 nephews, 1 niece that is in the force. But I just want to know if they are really capable because of what I'm hearing,
because of all the comments that has been made. I want to know definitely if are they really capable.
Yeah, well, they
Last question that
no, I was just going to make the point that unfortunately we have, like any other country in the world, although it seems we have more than our fair share of corrupt people. Corrupt people in certain places have been weakening the security blanket of the country, in a manner of speaking. When I can get a message on my phone to tell me when the state of emergency would be, this is before 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. So there are people who are constantly leaking information, those within and outside of the security services, especially in this age of smart devices, smartphones, and so on, people recording everything. So our people, and we coming out of that same gang trial that's happening now, we hear about how people in the yard, in the general area where these individuals congregate, that the people are a part of the plan. They play their part in the whole exercise, whether it be in moving weapons or otherwise. And so we always like to, and some of them deserve their fair share of blame. The politicians, the police, the pastors, the prisoners. But there's a very important P that we keep neglecting, and that's the P for people, the general population. The extent to which we have corrupt members of our general population, people, a lot of corrupt people in this country. For as long as that remains, we are going to have this problem, because people will always be. For example, I've been moving about a couple of places since in terms of going, for example, going to do the test and the PCR test. And it's a thing that Jamaicans do. We don't mean any harm, and we're not setting out, not in all cases do we set out to bribe people, but somebody is kind to you. In you go and you ask a person, how do I'm here to do so and so, where do I go, etc. So I saw on at that particular site, different people just with something folded in the palm of the hand, they just touch the hand of the security or somebody else on spot and say, here's a little something. It's a Jamaican thing where we give you a little something. But that also, if we're not careful, leads to corruption of a bigger form. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 3:45. Our family and friends are a big part of who we are. And when it comes to keeping you connected to them, Grace Canadian Money Services, Western Union makes it safer and easier. Now, friends and family overseas can use the Western Union app or westernunion.com to send money directly to your bank account without leaving home. Receive a Western Union money transfer directly into your bank account with a grip-to-bank service. Register online at gkmsonline.com and share your banking details with your sender so you don't have to leave home to collect. Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited advised the public to participate in their virtual public meeting on the environmental impact assessment for proposed bauxite mining operation. Mining East 173, located in the parishes of Santan and North. Join Power 106 FM this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. for a live streaming of this event. This live coverage is brought to you by Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited. That's live coverage of the Conrad Douglas and Associates virtual public meeting this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. only on Power 106 FM. Power Talk on Power 106 FM, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale on Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Croskett from Wednesday to Friday as they provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Croskill on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM.
Changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Where do they play?
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. And we have Veril in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Well, we have essentially made the point we were making. Crime thrives in an environment where corruption is rampant, and corruption not only in terms of the politicians and business people, but corruption in terms of the general population and the extent to which people are prepared to turn a blind eye or otherwise participate in or become complicit in acts of criminality, even if they're not the trigger people, even if they're not the one pulling the trigger. And for as long as that population of Jamaicans continue to grow, we will have this problem. Go ahead, please, Veril. Yes.
Yeah. It's because of the way how we do it, as Jamaicans. Because, in some industries over here, especially in the hotel industry and the fast food industries and the restaurants and those places, even when you receive Dervan, they ask you how much. You want to give 10%, 15%, or 20%.
Yes, that's a gratuity. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Otherwise known as a tip. Mm.
As a tip, right. We call it a tip.
Yes.
Until we, the citizens of Jamaica, start to play our part, the crime situation will never go down.
That's a fact.
We have to do our part.
Yep.
We have to do our part.
Definitely.
Some time ago, a couple of years ago, Dervan, I put in a camera system in my home out there. And I heard this about linking up with the police force, and I was advised not to do it. I was advised not to do it because what the suggestion was, man, you do that and the same security force, people in the force gonna monitor your home.
No, but worse than that. Some reprobate the other day told a gentleman or to take down the security camera that he had outside his premises, and the man refused. And he was killed by the reprobate.
Oh my God, help us.
Yeah.
Let me just touch on this. Just a little information on what happened in our side here, especially to my neighbors in BC.
Yeah, British Columbia. What's happening there?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Some people were trapped from. We got some month of rainfall in one day.
I know it's usually quite wet in Vancouver, in British Columbia, Canada.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So some people were trapped between two mudslides. You can't turn back and you can't go forward. Can you imagine, Dervan?
Mm-mm.
And those roads in BC, after you reach certain stage within them, there is no way to go backward or forward. There is no branching off. And those people are trapped between two mudslides. have to bring in helicopters and the army to kind of rescue some of them. And even now, I think some are still trapped out there. So my prayers are with my neighbors in BC.
Yes, we
That's
join
the
you.
same
We
area
join you in
that was the
conveying
same
those
area we had the fire
sentiments.
5 months ago, you know.
Yes.
Same area that was burning where people have to evacuate from. It's the same area going through the flood right now.
Yes.
So my prayers are with them. Just to inform you of what happened to my neighbors in BC.
Yes, I'm seeing the pictures. I'm seeing the pictures and the stories. Torrential downpours in parts of British Columbia left the province devastated from flash flooding and so on. Yes, we're seeing the information. Sorry. It's one of my favorite places actually. I just couldn't seeing what I'm seeing now. I would never have imagined that the conditions could get to this stage where you almost don't recognize the place.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Mm-hmm.
And in regards to the vaccine situation out here now, pretty soon we can go into certain businesses without producing our QR code. They have a scanner to scan our passport.
Mm-hmm.
And people are copying or getting information and duplicates.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're coming with a system where the duplication is not going to work because there's some numbers within that QR code that identify that you are the right person.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty soon we won't be able to go into some business if we don't have it. Some people are going to be staying home from their jobs. Either you get the vaccine or you have to take the rapid test twice a week at your own expense.
Oh.
So all those who are shying away won't be able to go on the train, won't be able to go on the bus, no boarding of the plane, no entering into certain restaurants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's likely to be the global situation going forward.
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for sharing as usual. It's always good to hear from you.
Yes, Dervan. You have a blessed day, and I'm here listening as usual.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Verol in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, speaking with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Can we try to clear some messages? Mark in East London is greeting us. UK time, Mark, it's 15:55 now, is it? Oh, yes, 5 minutes to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which means it is 5 minutes to 9 in the night in the UK. Thank you very much for connecting, Mark in East London. Hello to Chance, who just shared with us a picture confirming that he has always been bald-headed. Yes, indeed. Pleasure to have reconnected with you, Charlton Chance, over the weekend in Florida. Norman Wright, good afternoon to you. How are you? Michael from Belle Plaine in Clarendon says, hi, teacher, to you and your listeners. I'm here praying for Jamaica football match this afternoon. Keep safe, teacher. You too, Michael. Belle Plaine in Clarendon. Let's see. So that's Jamaica versus USA. That's scheduled for 5 o'clock this afternoon. Isn't it good to be home already? So when the match starts, you're already home. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying whatever little time I have to work at home here. All a part of the quarantine exercise. All things being well, I should be out of quarantine in another day. The result came back negative, and we're grateful for that. All negative since last week Friday. Good. Thank you very much. Mrs. Budai in St. Thomas is online. She says, welcome back, Dervan. Good to have you back safe and sound. Blessings and take care. You too, Mrs. Budai. And another message. Yes, I read that one already. Thank you very much, Mrs. Budai. All the best to you. And let's see. Barry says, well, Barry, remember some time ago, the major political parties were referred to as the gangs of Gordon House. Well, Barry is continuing that designation and telling us how connected they are to the security. I'm trying to, what is he saying here? Security have people that are members. Oh, yes. We got some information many years ago from information that was passed on. Certain people who were designated to join the police service and the army with a view to be operating as insiders, and that over the years has contributed to the corruption which manifests itself from time to time. Tony Kelly says, in relation to the story, he has shared a story with us. Couple killed in St. Thomas home. Police in St. Thomas probing a double murder. Sorry to hear that. Tony Kelly says, this is right in the district where I was raised. Only 2 weeks ago, 2 others in the same district were killed separately by gunmen. Lord have mercy on their souls. Regards, Tony Kelly. Sorry to hear that. The loss of any life is to be regretted, Tony Kelly. Sorry to hear that. And another message. Good evening. I am in your city. It's raining cats and dogs, but I'm loving it. Be blessed. All right. Stay dry, Miss Pearl. Stay dry. More in a moment.
And the whole game. Oh, I know it come a long way.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is 4 o'clock. Power Talk on Power 106 FM, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale on Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Crosskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Crosskill on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM.
But tell me, where do the children live?
Let's go, studio. ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:01. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4:01.现在 TDN 了4:01. A minute past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast, not Broadcast House. We're home, broadcasting from home as we complete the quarantine period, or seek to complete the quarantine period, considering that we received the negative PCR test today, and we're looking forward to being on the road again in a day or two. In the meantime, let's clear some more messages. On WhatsApp, Crocs says, good day, Mr. Malcolm. In response to that gentleman who, through his message, was very critical of the opposition's response to the handling of crime by the government is to direct him to the response of the Most Honorable Andrew Holness to a lower murder rate during the PNP's tenure. Also, I would like to remind him that there was no report from WikiLeaks of any adverse trace against Mr. Bunting. Tongue in cheek there, Crocs in Black River, thank you very much for your message on our text line. Or in fact, that was WhatsApp. Same as the text line in terms of the number though, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. The text messages, more of them for you. Good day, Dervan. United we stand, divided we fall. My former manager used to say, if you're not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Opposition party, try and make a contribution in solving the crime problem. Stop your self-righteousness. We are where we are because of your lack of vision in dealing with the crime situation. Also, says this text message. And there is a follow-up. My honest opinion is that most of the Jamaican people and our leaders are not serious in getting rid of criminality. It's entrenched in the fabric of our society. Some people are benefiting from the shedding of blood and the spoils of crime. What a sad state of affairs. Thank you very much for your messages. Those were two text messages. To Facebook Live. Albert says, did we read this one already? There is a difference. Is this it? So let's just make sure. Did we? To comfort. So, sir, why is the opposition so adamant against this state of public emergency? The leaders saying they're not going to support. Yes, I read that already. Let's move on. We did greet Nicola in Mandeville, Manchester. And Angelia Christian sent us a follow-up message that this lady speaking rubbish, please. Not sure which lady Angelia Christian is referring to. Millicent says, blessed love, keep up your good work. Blessings. Thank you, Millicent. Angel says, that man was not normal. Making assumptions. No, I think I read that. Pearl Michelle says, Dervan, the crime rate is a symptom of systemic problems within the society. Can't remedy the illness unless you first address the source. Thank you, Robledo, Black Pearl Michelle. Rani Bell says, good day, blessings to you too, Rani Bell. Dr. Sharon Wiles joined us. She says, greetings, Sir Dervan Malcolm. It was a pleasure seeing you at the Hall of Fame over the weekend. You did an amazing job alongside Lady Faye Ellington. Thank you very much, Dr. Sharon Wiles. Steve in Toronto, Canada, is finding it unbelievable that BC has been flooded, as in British Columbia, Canada. And he says, and they, tongue-in-cheek, and they had no ark in BC. Jacqueline Simmons says, good afternoon, blessings to you too, Jacqueline Simmons. Thank you very much. Let's take a break from Facebook Live and hop across to YouTube. Tina Rich says, you're doing great, Uncle. Keep it up. Go, Uncle, go, go. Errol says, good afternoon to you and your listening audience. Thank you, Errol. Yvette Johnson says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. Ariel Johnson is also greeting us. Well said. You're telling that truth so clearly, Ariel says. Donovan Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm, and listeners at home and abroad. I'm thanking God for another day. Errol Townsend says, the phone systems are bad. And he gives a thumbs down to the phone systems. Velta Wilson says, thank God for another day. Criminality is really out of hand. Last night in a normally quiet community of Soho, 2 young people were brutally murdered in bed. Donovan Campbell says, I strongly agree with you, Mr. Malcolm, that we need more people to help with the mentorship of our young people. I thank the caller for sharing his experience. I hope the youths are listening. And Donovan has something else to say. He says, oh, he's encouraging people to subscribe to this channel. All listeners and viewers who have not subscribed as yet, knowledge is power. But thank you very much, Donovan. I'm not sure where we are now. We should be close to the 1,000 mark. Remember, we have been trying to get a minimum of 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, which would then allow us to be able to go live from wherever in the world. So we're at 847 subscribers on the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel now. 840. Campbell for encouraging people subscribing to the channel. And he says, sorry to hear about the double murder right here in my parish of St. Thomas. Condolences all around. And the problems continue. But we press on. We press on here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Let's go into the archives, shall we? Let's remind ourselves. Let's see. Let's go back to 1840. The Chinese art of using silkworms to produce silk has been tried in Jamaica more than once, says the story. The most ambitious attempt, however, was made in the 1840s at Metcalfeville near Claremont, St. Anne, which is now known as Whitehorn's Thickers. Bostonian Samuel Whitmarsh established the Jamaica Silk Company and planted out 80 hectares of mulberry trees for the silkworms to feed on. The worm is actually a caterpillar that spins itself into a cocoon that can be unwound into a single silk thread. The company imported thousands of worms and 20 Bostonians to industry. Mrs. Nancy Prince, the Black American freed woman who wrote a book of her life and travels, actually came to Jamaica on the same ship as the silk experts. Mrs. Prince left America on this day in 1840 on the ship Scion, Captain Mansfield, bound for Jamaica, freighted with ice and machinery for the silk factory. There were on board a number of handicraftsmen and other passengers. Samples of the silk found acceptance in London and enthusiasm ran high. However, the industry never really got off the ground and founded 5 years later, mainly for lack of capital. Mulberry Gardens in Spanish Town reflects the fact that there was once extensive mulberry plantations on the bank of the Rio Cobre, planted out by the Spanish settlers with the intention of starting a silk industry. The history of this country is quite something. Let's look to 1849. A Russian court sentenced Fyodor Dostoevsky to death for his allegedly anti-government activities linked to a radical intellectual group. His stayed at the last minute. Coca-Cola had its prototype for a contoured bottle patented on this day in 1915. The bottle made its commercial debut the following year. Coke, or Coca-Cola, both registered trademarks, was invented by Atlanta, Georgia druggist. That's what they used to call them. Druggist, otherwise known as an apothecary, today known as a pharmacist. So Coke, or Coca-Cola, was invented by Atlanta, Georgia druggist Dr. John S. Pemberton in 1886, and is so named because its original ingredients were derived from coca leaves and cola nuts. Coke is also slang for cocaine, and for this reason, the Coca-Cola Company long avoided use of this name, especially because up to up until 1909, Coca-Cola did contain minute amounts of cocaine. Did you know that? While the Supreme Court declared Coca-Cola and Coke exclusive trademarks, cola was ruled a generic word that anyone could use. Coca-Cola's slogans, "The pause that refreshes" and "Coke is it," are also well known. In 1985, Mr. Frederick Koch of Guilford, Vermont, got tired of people pronouncing his last name Koch and changed it to Coke is it. Can you imagine? He changed his name to Coke is it. Coca-Cola objected to the use of its trademark, but finally reached a settlement with Mr. Coke is it, letting him keep his new name. For the record, the actual coiner of the name Coca-Cola was Dr. John Pemberton's bookkeeper, Frank M. Robinson, who invented it in 1893. In those early days, Coca-Cola was advertised as the esteemed brain tonic and intellectual beverage. And finally, did you know that the original color of Coca-Cola was green? Yes, the original color of Coca-Cola was green. That's 1915. Can we give you one more? Let's see. 1918, the old Port Antonio courthouse bears a plaque on the wall inside the building which bears the message to the governor from the Secretary of State for the Colonies, dated November 16, 1918, after World War I. The old Port Antonio courthouse, now occupied by NCB, was made of stone and brick building and was erected in 1895 on the direction of the colonial secretary. It consists of 2 stories and has an upper veranda both at the front and the rear of the building. It is fenced round by an ornate iron baluster and is supported by columns of cast iron work made by William McFarlane and Company of Glasgow, Scotland. Soon after its erection, the parish council obtained use of the lower section of the building in exchange for another building they used on the street. And do we have time for one more? The first local radio station, VP5PZ, donated to the government by John F. Dervan, estate owner and amateur radio operator, was officially inaugurated by Governor Arthur Richards on this day in 1939, Jamaica's first local radio station, VP5PZ. More in a moment.
Class is in session. Hour 106. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 4:15. Waiting on your receivables. Waiting to purchase raw material to fulfill your next order. Waiting to get paid for goods already sold. 60 days, 90 days. Invoices way past due. What if you could be insured for up to 85% of your domestic and foreign receivables? So that if you don't get paid on time, your biggest priority, your business, will not have to wait. Trade credit insurance. Insurance worth having. Credit without waiting. Exim Bank. By helping businesses, we save lives and livelihood.
Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited invites the public to participate in their virtual public meeting on the environmental impact assessment for proposed bauxite mining operations. Special mining lease 173, located in the parishes of St. Anne and North. Join Power 106 FM this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. for a live streaming of this event. This live coverage is brought to you Douglas and Associates Limited. That's live coverage of the Conrad Douglas and Associates virtual public meeting this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. only on Power 106 FM. Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and this Wednesday, November 17, we'll discuss the basics of diabetes and the role of a diabetes educator and the impact of diabetes on women's health. Tune in and hear an exciting, healthy conversation with Dr. Jackie Campbell as he focuses on eye, mouth, and foot care. Powering Your Health is brought to you by 6 West Medical, 6 West Street, Old Harbour, St. Catherine, PA Benjamin, a trusted name for over a century. National Health Fund, your partner for healthy living. Jamaica Plumbing Supplies Limited, Let's Save Water. Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Benson Pharmacy, 11 Main Street, 82 Old Harbor. And Daisy Health Technology, monitoring health to blossom. That's Powering Your Health this Wednesday, November 17 at 8 p.m. Only on Power 106 FM.
You work in the day and you sleep at the
Let's go, studio.
night. You live in the dark.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:18. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4h18. Tien sai, TDN le. CDN Sure Ba Fen. 18 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32. There we go again. No, we're not at Broadcast House. We're at my house. Broadcasting from home. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. And children, have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. Let's see. Errol in Spanish Town says, hi, Dervan. Why should we believe that the opposition can solve our crime problems now after they spent almost 24 years in power and couldn't solve then? They are a set of jokers, says Errol in Spanish Town. Lorna says, hi, Uncle Dervan. Say happy birthday to my granddaughter today. She is one. All right. This could be Thyria. Or is it Thyria? What else could it be? The H could be silent and it could be Tyria. No. Tyria. Thyria. Help us with the pronunciation, please, Lorna. Thyria. Thyria. Could be Thyria. Well, help us, Lorna, so we can get the name right. Thank you very much for your message. And let's hop across to another of the platforms here as we try to keep up with our listeners at home and abroad here on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Let's see. Angela Christian says, oh, wow, I must find that out at work. Of course, Angel works with Coca-Cola in the UK. And maybe they have a museum there, Angel, or some kind of archives that you can go to. And the information, it's quite public. Quite public. And another bit of history for you. Again, we're still taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. Let's go to 1966. I'm just curious. Watch this. I'm going to take a look at last year this time. Always enjoy, well, not enjoy, but I do that just to see how far we have come or whether we have made any significant progress within the year. So let's look at November 16 last year and see what was trending, what was making the news around this time last year. Oh, this was making the news. This couple of previews. Wholeness launches GoFundMe for flood hit constituents. That's Mrs. Juliet Wholeness. And a 6-year-old found dead in pump house. That was another story previewed. Below that, dogs maul 5-year-old. St. Anne boy bitten all over body new scrutiny on stalled legislation, and where I'm just seeing, I don't know, it's seeing it for the second time in terms of, I, I'm wondering if we had to, I think at the time there was a debate whether we had to, if we had to publish the picture the way we did on the front page of young Michael Allen of St. Dacre in St. Anne. That's what was in the news last year. This time, also last year, this time, Toots last beat, and there's a picture of Final Rites, RITES, being performed at National Heroes Park. That was a year ago today. Let's go to the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112 to 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good evening.
Hello there.
Yeah, but I'm gonna die.
Let me see if I can remember what I'm supposed to say.
Ego bra.
Dego bra.
Ego bra me mai.
Dego bra me mai.
Ego bra.
Dego bra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. You can you know Ego bra. Ego bra me mai.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, I will leave that there now.
Yes.
I just want to say good evening. Cause you know you're so hard to get.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm really sorry for what going on in Jamaica, you know, with the crime and the crime. But please, the people must understand, say, the government alone can't solve the problem without PNPR and labor.
That's
And
true.
we the people, Dervan, you can imagine, you have me, have my daughter, I have my son, I have my niece, I have my nephew, because the woman, them and room, just as bad as the man, them now. And they know, say, in wanted to murder whether I'm guilty or not, because you're not guilty till you find guilty. And you have them hiding at the village, hiding at the district, and the people in the village know everything, and everybody has said, well, I'm not, because let me talk, them are going to kill me and this and that. You know, sir, Dervan, if me have family and these things in a media, you know, the village never have to go give them up. So don't give them up myself, you know.
Yes.
It's the mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm the mother, I'm gonna give up my son and my daughter.
Yeah, well, that's the right thing to do. Turn them in so that the investigations can ensue, and if there's evidence that they're involved, then they have to go through the process. If there's insufficient evidence, then they get to walk free.
So nobody in the village not half afraid to talk, say them I will kill them. And me, the man, they pick me, I will kill me. But me, he must go kill me, Dervan, because me not have him. Because me prefer, to know, say, to be honest, me prefer to know, say, in the prison. Nobody know why they pick me, say, in prison. But me prefer to know, say, in the prison, and me can go look for him, than to know, say, in the bury.
Yes.
I mean, I go have this opportunity to see him again. I know saying God and God forever. I prefer to go to prison, go look for him and get food, go give to eat. Lord of mercy, I say nothing more about that, believe that there. But all I have to say is very, 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 very sad. Anyway, I mean, also feel sure is that plan not chat. Me understand. Me leave you, make you go and go do your business. So I'll make you say, no. Hi, Deborah.
Deborah, what do I say now?
You can say the same too, and you can just say Hade.
Hade.
Okay, Hade.
Hade. All right. Thank you for the call, June in Norway. All the best. Thank you very much. Right now, let's take a look. Let's see. In Norway right now, it's 10:27 p.m. 10:27 p.m. So that's 6 hours ahead of us. Yeah, 6 hours ahead, which means they have the same time as France. The UK is 5 hours ahead. Let's go to the phone lines once again. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
I know. Thanks for reminder anyway.
Yes, welcome.
You see, as I said, that text. You see, at heart, the trainees them less hard at different levels, you know.
Mm-hmm.
From level one, two, three, I think four. So some of them left because they think that they know enough that they can survive, but they did not wait or repeat to those
To complete the program.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when they go, they know people will always have work trouble, like the president was saying.
Yes.
When they know, they come like a was, you know. Was did the guy at B school to learn how to make honey, you know. As in how to make corn, he run around and tell me some kind of word. And only to find out they don't know how to put the honey in the corn.
Uh-oh.
Them never stay that long. So probably that's what the virgin was experiencing.
Yeah.
Because hard turnout very good.
They do, in fact. Power 106 hired 2 hard trainees many years ago. Shari and what's her name? Shari and another member of the team, and they did well. 106, and they're living and working overseas.
Yeah, man, but you know, some of them can't bother to go back after they feel say they have enough to survive after.
Yes.
This crime thing, you know, it just remind me of the commitment the Prime Minister made. It was not a promise, but a commitment. I will make you wake in the morning.
No, that don't sound like it. Come again.
This is a commitment.
Yes.
I will make you go to bed with your doors and window open and wake up in the morning alive.
Oh.
I think that was a very bold statement. Having gone there and she said it was impossible, I know the Prime Minister don't come back and tell the people, say, well, you know, it's the main thing, it could have been possible, but having gone there and experienced what I was given to work with, it couldn't work.
Well,
and that's why people always are saying, nah, do it now, because he had made that promise, although in a full.
Well, as I've said over and over when that subject comes up, is that well, everybody's different, but my level of skepticism didn't allow me to swallow that hook, line, and sinker. I just saw it as political platform rhetoric. And as someone once said, politicians campaign in poetry, but govern in prose. So when they're on the platform, on the campaign trail, they're dripping with milk and honey. But when they get in, they make it up as they go along. So they campaign in poetry, but govern in prose. Mm-hmm.
You think there should be a law that when people verbally give you a commitment, it is binding as a written agreement, and if they don't do it, you could sue them for liable?
Well, every case is different, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. Introducing that kind of legislation, it would only be confined to contractual agreements or other binding obligations.
So, but it was not written.
Yeah. Well, it used to be there was a time in the called a gentleman's agreement, which anything you you just trusted each other. Both sides trusted each other, and they both delivered one way or another. But we have long moved away from those holy days, in a manner of speaking.
You see, the lawmakers, they will not put force a law that will incriminate them that easily.
Oh, Raskaba, sorry, over the break. One moment, please.
We'll learn to fight. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:32 on Power 106.
Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited advised the public to participate in their virtual public meeting on the environmental impact assessment for proposed bauxite mining operations, Special Mining Lease 173, located in the parish. Join Power 106 FM this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. for a live streaming of this event. This live coverage is brought to you by Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited. That's live coverage of the Conrad Douglas and Associates virtual public meeting this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. only on Power 106 FM. Power Talk on Power 106 FM, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to a Dale on Mondays and Tuesdays, and Simon Crosskill on Wednesday to Friday, as they provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Crosskill on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM.
flying jumbo plane or hitching a ride on a Kingston train. You know I've been to school, and Lord, I'm such a fool. It isn't my fault, no, followed your rules. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Where do they play? Where do they play? We've been building roads way back in the past, and they disintegrate. Lord, and it happened so fast.
Let's go, studio.
Cars fall apart.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 25. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 25. 现在地点了5点加25分. 25 minutes, make that 24 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at home. That's where we are, in quarantine and following the guidelines of the Ministry of Health and Wellness after spending a couple of days in Florida. And so we've been broadcasting from home since yesterday. And we thank you very much for staying with us. Debisha marks herself present. She's in New Jersey. Angelia Christian thinks June in Norway is funny. Debisha Dwyer says, I'm late, but nevertheless, it's better than ever. Indeed it is, Debisha Dwyer. Thank you very much for joining us on Facebook Live. Welcome to Nigos. Nigos on YouTube says, blessings, Mr. Malcolm. Don't you think it's a sad state of affairs when 80% wholeheartedly embrace an arrangement akin to war zone or police state, i.e. state of emergency? Great show, by the way. Thank you very much, Nigos, for your message. Well, this is the thing. If as a people, and it's not unique to Jamaica and Jamaicans, if we feel threatened or when we feel threatened, we are prepared to accept any decision, especially a decision that gives the effect of shock and awe. So you'll have, yes, that's the thing. Sorry, sorry, Raskaba. I should have brought you back in. Sorry about that. Let's continue. Go ahead, Raskaba.
As I see you want to move, but in another effort to get peace in Jamaica, Dr. Zoo and all the stakeholders of Trenchtown is now coming up with another plan to unite Kingston, East, West, North, and South, and its adjoining areas to have a Trenchtown rock virtual movie / stage show, which will bring all the stakeholders in one and to let them at least look at the benefit of coming together and using Trenchtown as a model to unite Jamaica, which all ones and ones will benefit. So you'll hear more as development.
Yeah, well, thank you for that preview, and we need all the help we can get apart as far as fostering unity is concerned.
So, give thanks again.
All right, take care. All the best, Raskaba. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. Angelia Christian says, Dervan, what's the name of the artist who sings that featured song? You know, I have been to school. Oh, it is called Where Do the Children Play by John Jones. John Jones, Where Do the Children Play? And in fact, this afternoon, in terms of poetry, we started with a piece, The Poor Children by Victor Hugo. I think that was the piece we started with. And so, yes. Let's go to the phone lines once again. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good evening, Mr. Malcolm. How are you, sir?
I am fine.
I'm great. I'm giving a lot of thanks, regardless the trial and the tribulation that's going on in the country.
Yes. What's on your mind?
My child can learn. My child can learn. Your child can learn. My neighbor child can learn. My enemy child can learn. Each of us child must and then will learn, right?
Yes.
You remember the heap of water gun we usually pour in this country?
Oh yes.
Good. You think it put a nail further is what's taking place in this country?
Well, it's something we've talked about before on this program, that there was a time, and I'm happy my mother, my parents do that, which is the practice at Christmas time of buying a water gun for your son or for your whoever your male family member was. You acquire a water gun, and the girls got dolls, and there are arguments on both sides in terms of how do you engender, what signal are you sending by giving your child a water gun.
You think that is why learn anything from it?
Yeah, well, they learn that it is a weapon, or it's a weapon in playing games, but it also, if you can paint it black and it becomes a deadly weapon, even if it lacks the potency of a real gun. So I'm not sure that has served us well at all.
If you leave a fish on your dresser and don't put it up, you think the cat will take it away?
If that's what the cat is into, yes. If that is what the cat is into, yes.
Good. We have to be careful what our children in society learn these days. It can affect us that live in.
Oh yes.
Would you agree with me?
Oh yes, we've been what we're reaping now is what we've been sowing for years.
Really? That is what I want to say to you, because over the years we're spending time ignore this type of childish behavior and this behavior that these young men display. And some of us who just laugh and say, a young boy man low in the game.
Yeah, I picnic them, low them.
Just low them and picnic them. But at the same time, do you know what you're learning? That's why I tell you, say, your child can learn, my child can learn, my enemy child can learn, but you have to learn something. It doesn't matter what. He's going to learn. What my neighbor child is learning, we have to be careful. Sooner or later, it don't affect my 13-year-old or my 15-year-old. True. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
So I'm calling up on the government. God, I have a lot of burning issue, but you say no. I'm calling up on the government of this country to visit these learning institutions and let us remove some of these restrictions on it. That young people can get no money, have access to money and get money to their disposal. That they can be young entrepreneur and they can go there, have a conversation and a phone with outside people and they can talk boldly. We are doing well. We are making money. We don't want when people are talking free to talk, say they not make money. We must give people the spirit that people can say, we are making money. Do you agree with me?
Yes, it's a tendency. You don't want to talk too loud if you're making it in Jamaica, because you don't want certain people to hear, and then they develop what we call in Jamaica bad mind, and they crab in a barrel syndrome, and so on. So, which is why, which is why so many of us are afraid to even suggest or hint that we're doing well, for fear that we become targets.
But again, Mr. Malcolm, it's good to display leadership, When you're going to display leadership, you can't display that.
Sorry, one moment, please. Quick break. 1 moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
Yeah.
Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited advises
All right, I'll check for it.
their
Thanks.
virtual public meeting on the environmental impact assessment for proposed bauxite mining operations. Special mining lease 1 step decree located in the parishes of St. Anne and Toulon. Join Power 106 FM this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. for a live streaming of this event. This live coverage is brought to you by Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited. That's live coverage of the Conrad Douglas and Associates virtual public meeting this Tuesday, November 16, 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. only on Power 106 FM. Power Talk on Power 106 FM, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale on Mondays and Tuesdays, and Simon Kosker for Wednesdays.
Which WhatsApp you sent it on?
Riveting analysis on the issues of the day and
Hold
speak
on.
with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Koskil on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM.
Read it on air. Oh, it's a different thing. Oh, I was looking at something else from Sheridan Hutchinson. All right, I'll read it when you're ready. I'll read it when you're ready. Sure. You can also all right, standing by.
Your legal corner for all matters in relation to immigration to the United States. Mayor Dahlia offer great legal advice on your immigration queries and process. When to file, and how to prepare for the move. That's Your Legal Corner, 11:30 to midday, every Thursday right here on Power 106 FM.
Join the mixed virtual public meeting for the environmental impact assessment for the proposed bauxite mining operations by Noranda Jamaica Bauxite Partners 2 in the Special Mining Lease 173 located in the parishes of Trelawney and St. Anne on Zoom meeting ID 896-7926-4992, passcode Town Hall, one word, Town Hall. Today, November 16 at 5:15 p.m. That was an important announcement from Power 106.
Before I wrap up, I'll try to push it in again because the Zoom ID has been changed. That's why you're up there, Peter.
All right. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello, Mr. Malcolm.
Hello.
Hello, you're
all right, hold on. A caller from Florida. Hang on. I'm sorry. The other call was ahead of you. Just a moment. Sorry. Go ahead now, sir.
Yes, let me wrap you up here now.
Yes.
I'm calling up on all of us. And when they say all of us, they mean all of us as Jamaicans must have a say in how this country called Jamaica has to run. Love and thanks.
All right. Words of Tony Lang there. Thank you very much. All the best. Let's go to another call. Yes, now. Go ahead, Florida. Your time. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Just before I make my point, on Friday of this week, I was on First Avenue on Flagler Street, and I never know you was there until I get home. I heard that you was done by the Jamaican consulate.
What? What an opportunity. Mr. Big Opportunity, man. Jeez.
Oh, man.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. All right, so the crime thing,
Yes.
I think what really happened, because ever since this, I think over the weekend, this was a thing come back in. This is my view. I think what they're doing, they use one band-aid I put over many stores, which not going to work out. Meaning that every time you move from one area to one area, the bad boy, they must skip you.
Well, what if they say this time, what if they tell you this time they have done it a little differently? They have covered almost all the problematic areas, all the significantly problematic areas at the same time.
That's not the problem, Because the boy, them must keep them same way. What they should do, they should have a pool of man like say 30 man. We are trying to take up on the street within 2 months. And you're going to promote them. Every news cast.
Promote
every
them?
commercial, they name them, whereabout them hiding place a feature upon it. And then you're going to upgrade them from wanted to wanted dead or alive. And you see how fast them turn themselves.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. Because when you have that operation out there, sometimes people who have nothing to do with what go about the business, police have them getting on a station and lock them up, ask questions. Sometimes it get people hungry. Just try to have them on them. Feature them on the new paper.
Yes.
And if they don't turn themselves, what going to reach them? And you see how fast a man turn himself.
Well,
so I don't know if that will work. But to me, that's the best policy to get them off the street.
Well,
And after you have
let's
that
see.
20 man, then you go for the next 20 man again.
Yeah, well, whatever is done,
I know the police.
whatever is done has to be done in keeping with the laws of the land. So let's see if how your suggestions square with the laws of the land.
Yeah, 'cause I know whenever something happen to go on to Jamaica, the police must have some information about the John Tam involved, Harry in. So if John Tam and Harry know so involved, we are give him a chance to come clear himself. But if he fails to come in, then you're gonna start pressure him. So he have to clear himself. So come in. So to me, that's how it work and the crime thing will go down.
Well, let's see how it goes. Not much has changed over the years, but let's see. Thank you very much for the call.
All right, well. Yeah.
Good. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. And here's another reminder for you to join the mixed virtual public meeting for the environmental impact assessment for the proposed bauxite mining operations by Noranda. Let's go back to that message. Sorry about that. Interrupted by a call. Right. So join the mixed virtual public meeting for the environmental impact assessment for the proposed bauxite mining operations by Noranda Jamaica Bauxite Partners 2 in the special mining lease 173 located in the parishes of Trelawney and St. Anne on Zoom meeting ID 896-796-26. Let's do that again. 896-7926-4992. That's 896-7926-4992. That's a Zoom meeting ID. The passcode is Town Hall. One word. TOWNHALL. One virtual public meeting for the environmental impact assessment for the mining operations by Noranda Jamaica Bauxite Partners 2 in the special mining lease 173 located in the parishes of Trelawney and St. Anne on Zoom meeting ID 896-7926-4992. That's 896-7926-4992. And the passcode is Town Hall. One word, TOWNHALL. It all takes place this afternoon at 5:15 right here on Power 106 FM. And I believe it will be live elsewhere. Great. Let's go to this call before we have to wrap. Let's see. Let's make sure you can hear this caller. Just a moment. Let's go again. This and that. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Some time ago, there was a terrorist attack in Paris.
Yes.
And somebody, and a terrorist was sitting on a bed. And I guess was under the bed sending a text message to the police. What is our text line to our police?
That's a good question.
Yes.
What we have thus far, we have 119. We have.
But we need a text line. For situations like that, we need a text line.
Yes. I think they initially, when they started these states of emergency, there was a number for the JDF, a cell number for the JDF, which you could use to text or WhatsApp. I'm not sure if they still have that number.
In that crisis, we need something that should be on the air. Everybody should know that number.
Yeah, you're right. So they could easily just send a message.
Yeah, and my first text message to you, if I remember right, was about that suggestion. And that's years now.
Yes, true.
It's a jokers.
Yeah, we're not serious.
Bye for now.
Take care. Thanks for the call. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Tuesday, the 16th of November, 2021. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancer half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
Cars fall apart, but you don't care. And the people complain, and the whole day they, oh, I know we come a long way, but changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play?
Jamaica, Jamaica, land we love. Beautiful Anthem, sung by Elaine. After the rendition of both national team anthems, we are getting ready for kickoff. National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica. The referee, Juan Calderon from Costa Rica, helped out by Juan Tipas, Juan Carlos, and Brian Lopez from Guatemala. You see Tyler Adams and Andre Blake, team captains, as we will take a look at both starting lineups in a game that could put the United States even further on top. "22 years, 341 days is the average of the United States men's national team lineup. Here is Jamaica under Blake, Leon Moore, Leon Bailey, Christopher Reed, Watson, Jermaine Brown,
Cricketers?
Michael Antonio,
No,
Kamar
I
Flores,
didn't actually.
Lamar Walker, and Devon Williams.
How did it go?
Mr. Calderon gets ready. The United States, Zach Steffen, DeAndre Yedlin, Zimmerman, Tyler Adams, Antonio Robinson, Yunus Musa, Ricardo Pepi, Brendan Harrison, Christopher Richards, Gianluca Muzio, and Timothy Weah.
So it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember I've heard you say that before. Yes, I'm watching it now. Flow Sports. Let me check it again. Looks like yes, it's 308. All right, no problem. Thanks for the call as well. You too. Take care.
Now, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the government will soon have no choice but to limit how much it spends on treating persons at hospitals for COVID-19. He notes that hospitals have had to defer treatment to other conditions because of the COVID-19 caseload. Mr. Holness says this is unfair and noted that other countries have started asking patients to foot the bill for COVID-19 hospital care. He says the government is not planning to go that route, but could take other steps to contain the cost.
The government will ultimately have no choice but to allocate a finite set of resources to managing COVID-related hospitalizations, including a fixed number of beds. We cannot continue